Hey everybody, this is Z Morse from the realm Skull Crusher, here just making a little video for YouTube that shows you step by step what I do to solo Kael in 25-man Tempest Keep. When trying to learn how to solo this fight, I did search for videos on how to, and I only found really one actually good one that did teach me a lot about how to solo fight. It was made by a German guy, but unfortunately it didn't really include everything that you needed to know. So unlike all the other solo videos out there, I'm going to play this in real time, and as it's going out in real time I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, so when you go into Tempest Keep you know what to do and when. What I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready for the beginning of the fight. The beginning of the fight, he spawns ads one by one, and basically you kill them one by one, and the placement of where you kill these ads is very important. So the first ad is Thaladred, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run all the way to the very beginning of the instance, and there's just going to be a little period of time where you sit and wait for him, and while we're sitting and waiting for him I'll tell you exactly what buffs I'm using and all that fun stuff. If you look at the top right corner, I have my DPS flask, and I am well fed for strength. I have my bone shield up, my Horn of Winter. You'll always want to keep those up. And if you look at my bars, you'll see that I have Lichborn on my bars. The spec that I use to solo this fight, basically, you don't want any Bloodworm in your spec, and you want to spec into Lichborn. So that's what I've done with this special spec. Other than that, my gear is basically 384 eye level DPS gear, and I'm in a special blood spec for Kael, like I just said, with Lichborn. And that spec is in my comments on YouTube. You can check it out. As you see him coming, we're still waiting for him. Basically, I'm just going to double check to make sure all my buffs are current. I'm going to get in the spot. What he does a little knockback, so you want to have your back against the wall. He goes down pretty quick, and he's fairly easy to kill.
The might of the blood hammer.
Okay, now that he's dead, basically I'm going to run up the hallway a little bit, and I'm going to go to my next spot where we're going to kill the next guy in a properly positioned spot. Basically the idea is we want to spread the bosses, or the mini bosses, out as far as possible, so when you do get to phase 4, when all 4 of them spawn at once, gives you a little bit of extra time to kill some of these mini bosses before they all get to each other. So as I'm running up this ramp, I'm going to be basically getting ready to cast my Lichborn, which is right there. Basically it's going to make me immune to charm for sleep for 10 seconds. And right about now is where you'll see me cast it. Right when you see Lord Sanguinar, cast it. See there, I resist the bellowing roar. He goes down pretty quickly. Next up is probably the hardest of the 4. I like to call her the bitch because she gave me a lot of trouble when I first was learning how to do this fight solo. She does conflagration, which really sucks, and also a knockback. So basically what you want to do right now is I'm going to pop my little ghoul. Basically you have the RNG chance that just him will get the conflag and not you, giving you extra DPS time. the main part is, see, there's this knockback right there. She's going down pretty quickly. And I did get the conflag right there, but it was after she was dead, which is good. You definitely want to get her down as quick as possible. She is the bitch of the group. Alright. This one's fairly easy. Goes down very quickly. The only thing you actually have to control is your DPS. You do not want to kill him too quickly. The reason being is the thing he casts on you called Remote Toy, which just like a lot of other things on this fight will stun you and make you disoriented for a little bit. Basically, I look at my timer, I have 35 seconds left. I'm just targeting myself so I do not DPS him. Every once in a while I'll blood tap or I'll hit him just to get a little bit of health back. At about 15 seconds left is when you really want to start to blow him up and kill him. And also another thing about gear, I said I was in level 384 DPS gear, but also I do have the PvP trinket that actually breaks fears and disorients and all those movement impairing things. This is phase 2. This is fairly simple and pretty easy. You want to hide around this corner. You really want to just kill everything as fast as possible so you have as much time as possible before phase 3 starts, which is definitely the hardest phase of this fight to solo. I'm always going to aim for either Devastation, Ward Slicer, Infinity Blades first. Those are the 3 you want to kill right off the bat. And those will go down pretty quickly. Hopefully you want to be aiming for having about 20 to 30 seconds left in the phase. There's nothing really special you need to worry about here. Just kill them off and get ready for the next phase, which is the hardest, and which is where, from watching other YouTube videos on how to solo Kael, really didn't explain well enough what to do and what to cast and when to cast it. Constantly throughout this fight, you're going to always be wanting to regenerate your health. I don't think I need to explain, but you always want to be doing as much as possible to get as much health back. Now before this phase starts, this is the key for conflagration, because this will wipe you, because you're going to pop your army of dead, pop your ghoul as well, and then also get your power or dancing rune weapon out when you can. Hope conflag doesn't hit you, and it should get one of the ghouls instead. See that coming out soon. As you see, it got all of the army of the deads. I'm sure you got remote control, but she should be dead before the first interrupt of the remote control. I kind of did mess up there. My back wasn't fully against the wall, so I did get knocked back a couple times. But that's alright. You'll want to cast your Lichborn right there, so his his fear doesn't hit you. Now she's dead, so we're gonna kill him. Basically, now that she's dead, other than the remote control interrupting you, you're going to want to keep your PvP trinket ready to interrupt his bellowing roar in case it goes off again. Pretty easy fight. 20 seconds left on my remote toy buff, so I want to kill him as quick as possible. You don't want remote control in phase 4. It sucks. You're going to DPS him down, and then we're going to have to go hunt Dollar Drag down, since we kited him to the beginning of the instance, and he's taking his sweet time to get up here.
canal.
Alrighty, phase 4 begins. And now you meet Kael. Basically during this phase, he's going to do fireballs, and he's also going to disorient you for a little bit. And this is where your PvP trinket comes in handy, and you want to be using that. I forgot to use it the first time around, then I remembered, oh yeah, I need to use my PvP trinket. Other than that, you just got to keep yourself topped off. Burn him to 50%, and 50% hits, he will go into phase 5. That's a flame strike. You actually need to stand out of those. It will do damage. Other than that, on this phase, just keep hitting him and keep regenerating your health. You can ignore the birds that spawn, as well as the eggs that spawn. Remember to interrupt his pyroblast. Use your anti-magic shell as much as possible. I finally remembered to use my PvP trinket there to break his disoriented. Oh, and don't stand in that. You're going to want an anti-magic shell shock barrier whenever he casts it. Yeah, don't stand in that. As you can see, I got pretty low really quick, so luckily I was able to push him into phase 5 and regen some of my health by killing off the phoenixes. Just remember to don't stand in flame strikes during that phase, and everything is pretty much easy. Phase 5 begins, and this is pretty much a kill unless you completely screw up. Basically, the only thing you need to really worry about is when he does cast Gravity Lapse, which is right here, you want to make sure you're not touching the ground. Fly a little bit away from him so you're out of range of his attacks, and just wait for Gravity Lapse to end. His nether beams do not do that much damage. If you're ever scared, you can always use your blood tap or run in and hit him really quick. As gravity lapse is ending, I'm running back in. I'll blow him up pretty quickly here. Like I said, that's the only thing you really need to worry about in this phase. Hit him a few more times and we'll go through another gravity lapse phase. But like I said, once you get to this phase, it's pretty hard to mess up. So I hope I could help anybody struggling on learning how to solo farm this boss for the mount. And I hope that if you watch this video and you learned anything, that you say thank you in the comments. Alright? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, don't stand in flame strike. Thank you again for watching. Once again, my name is Z Morse. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on this fight as a DK, how to solo it, or if something is holding you up in your own progression, please leave a comment, ask your question, and I will do my best to answer you. Cheers.